What's up, YouTube? This your boy Bigboyfactsjonny. Tonight I'm gonna do my WWE Smackdown review on highlights. You guys new, hit that like button, helps you algorithm. Subscribe to my channel. Follow my social media. My Twitter, BigBoyJohn25. My Instagram, BigBoyFactsJohnny. And my TikTok, BigBoyFactsJohnny. And let's get started. Now, Smackdown was a decent show. We got the same thing from last week. Alright, we're kicking this off with we cut backstage to Roman Reigns alongside Paul Heyman and Jey Uso. Roman tells him that they own him. He asks Jey what's the one thing that he won't stand for, and Jey tells him embarrassing the family. Roman says he knows, he understands that, but does Jimmy understand that? Jimmy music hits and he comes down to the ring. He says last week was supposed to be a celebration, and tonight they were supposed to be standing as 7-time tag team champions. But they got robbed. He says first match the referee messed it up, and second the match out came the head of the table and he stuck his nose in their business. Jimmy says Roman had to make it about him. He couldn't let them go through it, and he thinks Roman got them disqualified on purpose. He asks Roman what's the point of it all was. He attacked Ray and Dominic. He says Roman is jealous of him. He is jealous. He is jealous. He's back. He is jealous that he wants his brother with him because they want to represent the family and hold the gold just like him. But he seems right though, Roman. He is trying to take Jey away from him. Sorry about that. He says tonight, he promised he will do something he won't regret. Jimmy drops the microphone and heads to the back. We cut backstage and Roman tells Jey that's not his brother. He doesn't look just like him. No one will confuse him with Jimmy. He tells Jey to take care of this. Jey stands up and leaves the room. Commercial break. Jimmy is backstage as he asks Jey if he thinks they could have won the tag titles last week. Jey tells him yeah, and Jimmy tells him it can't be like this anymore. They're brothers, twins. They have to sit together. Jimmy tells Jey that if he wants to talk about family disgrace, Roman is disgracing their family. Jey tells him that Jimmy was out for a year and he was with Roman. He is stuck in the middle and doesn't know what to do about it. Jimmy tells him if Roman wants to speak with him, he will be in their locker room. So we get Kevin Owens and Big E versus Apollo Crews and Sami Zayn. This was a fun tag team match right here. The bell rings and we are underway. Owens is in the ring with Apollo as he takes Apollo down. Kevin to the outside and he attacks Sami Zayn, throwing him into the barricade. Owens gets back in the ring and clotheslines on Apollo. Sami on the ring apron and Owens knocks him down. Apollo attacks Kevin Owens and stomps on him. Sami is on the apron and he tags in. Sami with right hand on Kevin in the corner. Apollo is tagged back in. Right hand by Apollo. A suplex by Apollo as he goes for the cover, but Kevin kicks out. Sami is tagged back in. Right hand by Sami as he tags Apollo back in. He sends Kevin Owens to the ropes, but a kick to the face by Owens. And Big E is tagged in. An overhead belly to belly by Big E. He knocks Sami off the ring apron and another belly to belly. Big E runs to the ropes and a big splash, but Apollo gets his knees up. Apollo runs towards Big E, but Big E slams him down. He goes for the cover, but Apollo kicks out. He goes for the big ending, but Apollo gets out of it in a German suplex by Apollo. He goes for the cover, but Big E kicks out. Big E to the outside. Commercial break. Excuse me. Back from commercial, Sammy is stomping on Big E in the corner. Apollo tags back in and he stomps on Big E in the corner. Sammy back in and an elbow drop by Sammy on Big E. Cruz tag back in. He goes for the cover, but Big E kicks out. Apollo with a splash on Big E in the corner. Apollo on the second rope, he goes for a crossbody, but Big E moves out of the way. Sammy and Kevin are tagged in. Kevin Owens drops Sammy in right hands by Owens. He stomps on Sammy in the corner. Sammy to the outside and Kevin with a cannonball off the ring apron. He throws Sammy back in the ring and a clothesline by Kevin. A cannonball into the corner. Owens on the top rope in a sentai. He goes for the cover, but Sammy kicks out. Owens faces Sammy on the top rope, but Sammy with a right hand. Sammy jumps down and Apollo is tagged in. A super kick by Owens, followed by a pop-up powerbomb. He goes for the cover, but Sammy breaks it up. Sammy is tagged in and a back suplex onto Owens. He goes for the cover, but Owens kicks out. The Blue Thunder Bomb by Sammy. He goes for the cover, but Big E breaks it up. In comes Apollo and a clothesline by Big E as he and Apollo fall to the outside. Sammy goes for the elbow kick. Owens moves and hits him with the stunner. He goes for the cover and gets the pin. The winner of the match, Kevin Owens and Big E. This was a fun tag team match. Apollo gets on the microphone after the match. He asks them why they are celebrating. They didn't beat him. It's clear that the only reason they won is because he was with the idiot Sami Zayn. He challenged them to a match next week. Them against him and Carmelo Aziz. They accept. Sammy says he got set up. Apollo must be working with Kevin Owens to keep him away from the Intercontinental Championship. He tells Apollo that he owes him an apology. Carmelo Aziz hits him with the Nigerian nail. Alright, commercial break. The Street Profits are backstage, and in comes Gable. He says he is here to apologize for what happened last week, and that's why he got their tag. That's why he got their tag team match canceled. They say they know he can control Otis, but they can. And if Otis ever attacks them again, they will send Otis back to Jurassic period. Gable says they just talked their way back into a one-on-one match against him. Forrest says he got him. Gable says as a favor he won't have Otis at ringside, but only if Dawkins isn't there with Ford. He accepts, as Gable tells them that Otis is still angry. Roman Reigns is backstage, and in comes Jey Uso. Roman looks around and asks where Jimmy Uso is. Jey Uso tells him that Jimmy is out there mad. Roman asks where is Jimmy. Jey says if he wants to see him, Roman has to go to their locker room. Roman laughs and says, your locker room. He laughs and he asks him why Jimmy is doing this and making Jey out to be the bad guy. Roman says, you're sure it's not Roman cousin locker room? The Usos locker room? He tells Jey to tell Jimmy that he's going before him. Commercial break. So we get Carmelo versus Liv Morgan. We seen this match last week, and obviously this was a quick match. The bell rings and we are underway. Right hand by Liv as she stumps on Carmelo in the corner. Liv goes for a clothesline, but Carmelo moves out of the way and Liv to the outside. Carmelo throws Liv into the barricade. Carmelo looks at Michael Cole as she tells him to tell everyone how beautiful she is. She grabs Liv and throws her back into the ring. Carmelo goes for the cover, but Liv kicks out. Both women back up, and Liv pushed Carmelo into the corner, but Carmelo with a big to the face. Carmella goes for a kick, but Liv moves out of the way and she hits Carmella with the Oblivion. She goes for the cover and gets the pin. The winner of the match, Liv Morgan. Carmella whispers to the timekeepers as she says that Carmella is the most beautiful woman in WWE. So we get Ding Dong Hello with Bayley. Fans to the door and pictures of Bayley are all in the ring. She welcomes everyone to her show. She says Seth is a Grand Slam champion like herself, and he is the drip god. Seth Rollins, out he comes with a white and purple suit. Seth gets in the ring and ring the doorbell. He opens the door and she says, right on time. Bayley tells Seth to sit on the chair, and he tells her he loves what she has done with the set. She tells him if he needs something to drink to ask Michael Cole, and she thanks him for using the door, and he says that it is there for. He thanks her for having him on a proper show and proper interview, but before that, he is a huge fan. He says Bayley has been on fire next level. What she has done with Bianca, putting her in her place time and time again. She asks Bayley what is it with kids these days, the lack of respect. Seth says he has no doubt that at Hell in the Cell she will mount before Bianca, but he has to know last week there's a clip he wants to watch. It was a masterclass in mind games. We take a look at a clip from last week where Bayley's face was all over the LED board. They both start to laugh. Bayley says if he thought it was funny to wait until he sees this. We see a clip of 3 weeks ago where Seth Rollins attacks Cesaro. They both stare at each other and start to laugh. The doorbell rings and as they ask who it is, he says this is her show. She has done so much. He will be a gentleman and get the door. Seth Rollins opens the door and it's Cesaro. A right hand by Cesaro knocking him down. He throws Seth onto the chair as his pants ripped off. Cesaro throws Seth through the door and to the outside. Seth runs to the back and out comes Bianca Belair. She looks at Bayley and laughs. Megan is backstage with Ray. She asks him for an update on Dominic. Ray says he is hurt. Excuse me. Roman hurts his son. He doesn't care who you are or big you might be. If you go after his son, he will go after you. He says he sees Dominic and the kind of born was torture. He says last week he failed to protect Dominic, but his injuries were a freak accident. His injuries were caused by a man who claimed to be all about family, a man who won't think twice before destroying his own. Ray says Roman can do what he wants with his family, but not with his. And by the end of the night, he will be out in that ring, and he will call Roman out. And if he dares to show up, he will show him what a family is supposed to look like. So we get Montez Ford versus Chad Gable. This was a pretty good match. The bell rings and we are underway. Both men exchange reversals. A submission armbar by Gable as Ford gets back to his feet. Ford gets out of the ring and drags him and arm drag by Ford. Gable gets out of it, and a right hand by Gable, but an arm drag take down for it. He goes for a crossbody, but Gable ducks it and he gets the ankle lock on Ford in the middle of the ring. Ford reverses it into a cover, but Gable kicks out. Gable is thrown to the outside. Ford on the right apron and a cannonball onto the outside. Back from the break. Ford on the ring apron. He jumps towards Gable, but Gable catches him into a suplex, but Ford kicks out. Gable sends Ford to the ropes in a cross body by both men, and both are down. Dawkins is backstage watching the match as Otis attacks him from behind. Otis throws Dawkins into backstage equipment. Back in the ring, right hands by both men. A spine buster by Ford, followed by a standing moonsault. He goes for the cover, but Gable kicks out. Ford climbs to the top rope and he lands a frog splash. He goes for the cover, but Gable kicks out. And in comes Otis, and he throws Ford to the outside of the ring, and that looked like a botch finish. The winner by disqualification, Montez Ford. Otis throws Ford into the steel steps into the ring. Otis with a splash off the second rope. Out comes Angelo Dawkins into the ring, but Otis throws him to the outside. Another splash by Otis onto Ford. As WWE officials run to the ring and break it up. So we get Shinsuke Nakamura with big boobs versus King Corbin. This match I didn't really care. The bell rings and we are underway. Brooks plays the guitar, which distracts Corbin as Nakamura attacks him. Nakamura on the second rope and a flying kick. He goes for the cover, but Corbin kicks out. Nakamura goes for the King Shouser, but Corbin with a deep six. He goes for the cover, but Nakamura kicks out. Corbin throws Nakamura's shoulder first into the ring post. A German suplex by Corbin. He goes for the cover, but Nakamura kicks out. Corbin grabs Nakamura, but Nakamura rolls Corbin up and gets the pin. The winner of the match, Shinsuke Nakamura. Corbin attacks Nakamura from behind. He runs to the outside to try and grab the crown. He knocks Brooks down. Nakamura grabs the crown from Corbin's hand as Brooks throws Corbin over the second table. Corbin over the announcer table. Sorry about that. Roman Reigns is backstage with Jey Uso. He tells him he is ready to go to Jay's locker room. Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville are backstage and comes Corbin. He says this is disrespect and he is ordering them to demand Nakamura to give him back his crown. Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce laugh. Sonya says instead of Shinsuke giving his crown back, he can put it on the line in a match. There are 2 wins each in this week. It's a battle for the crown. Jimmy is backstage and in comes Roman and Jay. Roman tells Jay to look at the championship. Jimmy says he doesn't care about the championship. He cares about them both. The truth is that Roman has been doing this since they were kids, trying to work the system. He saw him abuse Jay like it was nothing. It hurts him. He doesn't want Roman's place. One day Roman will be in a Hall of Fame, but he won't be inducted as Roman Reigns. He will be inducted as a spoiled you-know-what. Roman Reigns looked at Jay and tells him if he is seeing what Jimmy is doing. Both men argue as Jay tells them to chill out. He says he is tired of this. He is tired of both of them. He says he is out and leaves the locker room. Jimmy blames Roman for this. Roman says he doesn't want to fight him. He asks Jimmy what he has done. There aren't little kids anymore. This is a family business. Roman says this is how they make their decision, which represents their family. He asks Jimmy why he would do this today. Roman Reigns says they are twins, but Jimmy comes out first. He is the older one. He should protect Jay. Roman says he should be depending on Jimmy. It should be all of them. That's their ticket. They have to stick together and be the best. Roman asks why he would do that to Jay. Why and how he could treat his brother like that. Roman says Jay elevate himself all year and Jimmy just let him go. He tells him not to do this to Jay. He says this is their family. Jimmy leaves the locker room. Out comes Rey Mysterio to the ring. Rey Mysterio is in the ring and he calls Roman Reigns out to the ring. Out comes Alonso Paul Heyman. Ray says he acknowledged him. That's what Roman wanted to hear. He acknowledged him for what the bastard that he is. He also acknowledged him as the bastard that put his hands on his son. He acknowledged him as the man that he is willing to fight, even if he loses the fight. And he also acknowledged him as a man he wants to fight inside Hell in a Cell. Mysterio says Mysterio says now that he has laid out his challenge, it's Roman's turn to acknowledge. Ray drops the microphone and Roman laughs. Heyman hands Roman Reigns another microphone. Roman acknowledges Ray as a father. Ray hits Roman with a candlestick, but Roman throws Ray to the outside. Ray back in the ring and Roman with the Superman punch. Roman goes for the spear, but Dominic hits Reigns with a candlestick. Roman grabs Dominic and powerbombs him over the top rope to the outside. Rey Mysterio hits Roman from behind with a candlestick. Ray checks up on Dominic, but Roman Reigns knocks him down as the WWE officials run down to the ring, and Smackdown goes up the air. Alright, the show itself was decent, and If you guys enjoy my WWE Smackdown review on highlights, please drop a like on this video. Subscribe to my channel. Follow my Twitter at Bigboyfactsjonny25, my Instagram at Bigboyfactsjonny, my TikTok at Bigboyfactsjonny, and I'll see you guys later on my AEW Dynamite review on highlights. Have a great night, stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys later. And I'm out of here.